Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I'm back with an old replay. Oh, not an old replay, actually. I just found this one on the front page of Drop.sc yet again. And it's going to be between CMStormAlaS versus ColdScars. Now, what I think is interesting is that, first and foremost, he shows up here as just a Masters League player, as well as ColdScars here. He's also a Masters League player. But when I downloaded this from the front page of Drop.sc, he actually showed up as Grandmaster rank 113. And the map that we're going to be playing on today, it looks like it's going to be NewKirk City, I think. If I remember the name correctly. Now, if you guys will excuse me, my voice sounds just a little bit different. I'm jacked up on Dayquil because my sinuses are a little screwed up. My goodness, this is some beautiful new music. I thought the music wouldn't change from the beta. I'm sorry, guys. In the past 48 hours, a large part of my interaction with Heart of the Swarm has been through basically just campaign mode, and that's it. But without further ado, I'm going to give both players their overdue introductions. Spawning as the Terran in the blue trunks in the lower left-hand corner, it's none other than ColdScars. And his opponent, who I mentioned is, I don't know if he's Grandmasters or not, it's CMStormAlaS. Now, I originally thought that CMStormAlaS was actually a guy from, let me think here, I actually thought he was a Taiwanese player because CM Storm, I believe, is either headquartered or co-headquartered in Taiwan. A lot of a lot of gaming peripherals companies are headquartered or co-HQ'd in Taiwan. One example would be TT Esports. I think another one is Ozone Gaming. But of course, I think the most prevalent Taiwanese brand these days would have to be, without a doubt, TT Esports. Here we go. Looks like we're just going to have Alas going for that 15 hatch, 15 pool opening. Of course, macro-oriented. Strongly favorable towards Zerg. SCV is going to move out and just see what his opponent's up to. And of course, I think this is... I don't know. I don't question the late SCV scout. Actually, it's early. Who am I kidding? I probably would have sent it after the barracks was done, but I don't play Terran, so... On this map, I want to say that... Terrans are relatively safe from 6 pools simply due to the distance that the Lings have to travel in order to get to their opponent's base. And here we go. Naturals right here. Finish. Ink. And the pool's going down here as well. Sorry, my voice is a little weaker than it usually is, of course. That's because, of course, I am jacked up on nicotine. Or not jacked up on nicotine, jacked up on Dayquil right now. Dayquil does make you just a teensy bit drowsy, so yeah. And it looks like we have StormAlaS making a bit of a mistake here. That is to say, he just threw his Overlord straight over here, and he's going to lose that, yeah. I mean, this is one of those, early game mistakes like these. They can literally cost a player a game. But I mean, this is basically only the same price as 2 drones. I don't think it'll set him back that far. It's just like losing 2 drones, in my opinion. But of course, you are also supply blocked temporarily. He had to go ahead and make 2 overlords. See? And he's going to be supply blocked. He's stacking quite a few minerals. Does he have queens in production? He has 2. Yes. So that's good. Alright. So relatively speaking, he is a little safe. Now we have double gas going down and a couple more barracks being tacked on. Looks like this is going to be a mostly bio play. I'm not sure if these guys are playing Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm. And lately I've been actually extremely out of touch with just multiplayer in general with StarCraft. Alright, there we go. Double extractors going down for StormAlaS. By the way, I just googled his name, and it turns out he's actually a Spanish Grandmasters player. So maybe he runs across Vortex all the time on the ladder. Who knows? I see nothing of a significant tech up that would actually signify that this is actually Heart of the Swarm just yet. Tumors, creep tumors. I guess just watching how those spread would tell me how, because of course. Main difference between Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm is when those creep tumors just hop around. Well, yeah. Also, you can put creep tumors down on ramps these days in Wings of Liberty, and we have Stim Pack in and being researched right now, excuse me. Oh my god, this music, I love it. An engineering bay going down at this location. That's interesting, to say the very least. 2 more tech labs being added on. So I'm wondering, is this going to lead to some kind of a timing? Maybe looking to make combat shields and perhaps, yes, there it is, the Marauders. The concussive shells finished at about the same time. Perhaps, just perhaps, but we're going to have to wait and find out. Now, one thing that is interesting to note is that Zerg has still not taken a third yet. Typically what this means is they're teching up to kill you. In the words of Day 9, that is what I say. But here we go. We have +1 missile attacks on the way. I believe there was a roach warren put down somewhere. No? No? Well, what good is +1 attacks? Ah, here we go. I was about to say. And I did just get a small hiccup of lag. I apologize for that. And now we have 8 roaches in production. The question is this going to be followed up with a baneling nest? I think it's a little late for that. But it's always a possibility. It's always on the table. And the scan reveals that some roaches are coming out. But that's only if ColdScars was paying attention to it. Alright, so now he's got to start making more Marauders. Is he doing that? No. Ah, here we go. This is indeed Heart of the Swarm. This basically confirmed my suspicion. Widowmine in production. He's only got 2 Marauders. How many does he have getting cranked out? He doesn't have enough. This is not going to work out. You know, this just isn't going to pan out for him. Well, the question is, I'm just, you know, this is the question that's on everybody's mind. What exactly is CMStormAlaS waiting for? This is one of those longer games that I think I would enjoy casting, but the question is just what is he doing? Here we go. It looks like he's going to attack and expand at the same time. Creep tumors, spread's pretty good. Let's check out the APM of both players right now. Excuse me, that was the income. Oh wow. Berserk player has about 257. And his Terran opponent about 229. But, there we go. Forward Widowmine, it's unburrowed. That's actually not a good idea. It needs to be put in the ground. He's moving out. He's going to actually run across this and he's going to think, uh-oh, I'm in some deep now. You know what I'm saying? Alright, come on. Put those Widowmines down. ColdScars, you're not going to be able to hold this without those Widowmines. Okay, there we go. It looks like now we have a very reluctant to attack CMStorm, actually CMStormAlaS just heading back. I don't think there's enough Marines to deal with all these roaches, but we got 2 Marauders, 3 Marauders here in back sniping. And it seems like he's doing pretty okay so far, but the exchange has been like so far so even. Yeah, poor guy. Both players have relatively even economies at present, but of course, if we check out the Zerg income, it's gonna skyrocket just a teensy bit here in a second. There it is. Yeah, no, wait, that's Terran with his mules. Yeah, there we go. Now it's about even. But of course, the third is now underway for ColdScars, and it's gonna go in his favor once that finishes. And this is actually quite critical. We don't have an Overlord here to spot this. There's a double medevac drop going down, and roaches are not the best method to deal with them because they're considerably slower than Zerglings. And here we go. They're about to arrive in the main, but they're not near any critical tech just yet. But that's about to change. The afterburners did just get ignited, and oh my God, the Widowmine is right over here. Drones get pulled off the line. Oh, but the spawning pool is going to be targeted down. The spawning pool, I don't know. If your army is mostly roaches, that's not too terribly critical. But of course, it looks like we're going to have them replace it ASAP. Right. Come on. So where's it going to go? Alright. And the medevac is just like doing his little zip around, if you will. But of course, definitely within shooting range of that queen. This one picks up and drops down over here, and it gets cleaned up fairly well. See just how many workers got killed. Only 1. Throughout the entire game by ColdScars. So, but that's about to change real quick. Looks like 2 more just fell. Yes, just 2. But positioning here is quite beautiful. Oh no, this infestor! This infestor isn't gonna get the fungal growth out. Ah! That's what everybody wants to know right now. This one gets chased off this medevac drop, and that's I just don't know what to say to that fungal growth. I just don't. I'm sorry, guys. It's like, I am disappointed. And that's it. But we all make mistakes, even the best players. Even the foreigners that go to Korea to compete. Idra. Oh, yeah, I got a bad cold right now. Really bad one. Kidding. Alright, and the question is just where are we going to see things go from here? We have the medevacs in production, of course, and we have a largely bioforce being accompanied by widow mines. But of course, that chain of overlords should have signaled to Alas that he's going to encounter another medevac play. I'm guessing maybe Alas thought, or not Alas, but ColdScar thought that his opponent would elect for an expo right here. Looks like he did not, so he basically just picked up, he's zipping away, and he's going to drop here at the third again. Uh-oh. Looks like he made the mistake of picking up a Marauder. And Fungal Gross go down on this. And it basically just gets cleaned up. Alright, so that's about it for here. Main force just continues to get built up for ColdScar. Right now, he's actually slightly ahead in income. Of course, the Bioforce, I think, can get built slightly faster than what we have Alas going for right now. The problem is roaches, like, they're only so good. They really are. We have roaches accompanying infestors and lings. We don't have banelings in the mix. That's the biggest problem I think we have right now. And the Zergling's going to come in here and just get a look at what? Okay, so this is what you can see in the natural. He's like, oh man, this is a lot of barracks. So right now he's got to be extremely careful. And the main force of ColdScar is moving out up here. And this is actually quite critical. The question is, here it is. I was just wondering, what exactly was Alas waiting for? The Ultralisk Cavern. He's actually trying to float something, trying to time out a... not trying to time out, but basically make a timing with, I think, Ultralisk was his goal. Widow Mines getting put down left and right. And I do believe I hear Overseer morphing. There we go. There the guy is. That's the tiger. And he's just going to move straight into this army. And that's not good for Alas. No. Oh my god. His supply is plummeting as opposed to that of his opponent. And now he just basically... I think he just wanted to kill the rocks here and just make sure he had a safe location. But of course, we just have ColdScar continuing to remax and remax and remax. And basically the losses that we saw from ColdScar here was actually quite minimal as opposed to that of our Zerg player. The poor guy. He's like, okay, well, I cleaned that up. Now I can just clear off my back door and take it back. Meanwhile, we have ColdScar getting his fourth. Just a teensy bit behind that of Alas. Yeah, guys, trying to remember names doesn't really work. You have to actually get them down as reflex. But the problem is when you're working inconsistently with a different number of players, well, it just doesn't really pan out that much. All right. Oh, but this is pretty bad right here. We have a Doom Drop going down in the main. Oh, but this is really beautiful. Alas picks up on it. No, 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 no. What are you doing? No! Alas, come on, clean this up. All right, now the nice thing about Ultras is they do get a damage buff versus Bio. Actually, they don't get a buff, but they do even damage. They do great deals of damage to all units. So this Bioforce is going to go down relatively fast. And that is exactly what happens. And we see an actually uneven exchange for ColdScar. So all of a sudden we have Alas back in the game, but that'll only continue to happen if he can take really good care of his fourth base right here. Widow Mines are getting burrowed, and looks like they're just going to take out this entire mineral line. It just gets absolutely decimated. I don't think, wow, these are the 4 hero drones that live to tell the tale, but of course the fourth base in itself is going to go down. I don't know what to make of this. I think both players are, relatively speaking, maybe just now playing Heart of the Swarm for the first time ever. A lot of players actually are just now like getting into it only because they've been forced to. But of course, the worst part is the fourth base for... Ouch. Fourth base for our Zerg player has been taken down. Of course, he's sent some kind of a counterattack up here, and it looks like he got dealt with. But there was nothing up here for them to take down. Oh, there wasn't. Like, not a single one. They did probably prevent the fifth base from going down, which is okay. But of course, if we check out the income tab right now, we only have Zerg at a slight advantage. And what is this medevac doing here? This is kind of silly. I saw drones getting pulled, but I'm like, wait a minute. If he knew what was actually in that medevac, I don't think he'd be doing that. But, of course, the mineral line here is a different story. That's more than enough reason to pull them. Creep tumors just continuing to get spread, so we have excellent map control for ColdScars, but, you know, we really got to see... I want to see... Or, excuse me, we have excellent map control for Alas, but the thing is, I really want to see ColdScars crank out a Raven just to send it with his Bioforce, you know. Kind of be a good idea, but we have a handful of infestors here along with 4 or 5 ultras and a few roaches, but of course roaches are easily dispatched of, and that is a beautiful fungal growth going down on the Bioforce. Ouch, that just, you know, it's not going to pan out for ColdScars, I think. Maybe it will. Oh, maybe it will. There's a lot of Marauders here, but there's also a lot of roaches and a lot of fungal growths and a lot of Zerglings coming back to reinforce. Meanwhile, there's a drop down here just now getting up here, and oh, he pulled drones to try and take care of it, but that's just not going to work out. 5th base for our Zerg is forced to be canceled by this handful of Marauders. Now, right now, I think the best thing that we can see happen with CMStormAlaS is to just basically put a ton of Lings on all this right here, and it looks like he's going to stem up and try and kill this again. He's just clicking it down. He doesn't care about Zerglings at all. It's like, no shits were given, guys. Pardon my language. And now we just have a Bioforce that's willing to move out on creep, just not caring about any damn thing in the world. Let's check out the income right now. Wow, for Terran, it is 70. It's like 25% better than Zerg. And right now, you know, let's just see. He's cranking out 4 Marauders and 5 Marines at a time. This is just absolutely crazy. Main forces going toe-to-toe against each other right now. We don't have any fungal growths left on the infestors. Oh, man. And right now, this is one of those games, guys. It's crazy. You know, my curiosity is, are we going to see maybe CMStormAlaS switch tech? You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea right now. He's got to continue to put some more drones on the mineral lines that he already has. He's got Vipers in the mix, interestingly enough, but I don't know what good it could do against a Bioforce like this. There's almost nothing important to pull his way. Like, there's medevacs, but that's about it. Ah, the Blinding Cloud! Why didn't I think of that? But of course, this Bioforce is extremely mobile. Just what the hell? You know, it almost does no good. It'll just create a temporarily safe zone for the Zerg to enter. But of course, if he can get a complete surround on his opponent's Bioforce, that would be a completely different story. That would immobilize it, and it would basically mean that he's in a winning fashion. Oh, but this isn't good. It looks like these Vipers just might be dispatched of. Fungal growths going down. And they are making good connections. Tons of Lings coming in. But where are the Banelings? Where are the Ultras? Where is everything else that really has splash damage? There it is. Beautiful defense by Alas. Oh my god. And he's going to get a medevac out of this. Or two. Or 2. Right? Right? I don't know. I question whether or not he should be using fungal growths on that. But, you know, I'm not the GM. I'm not the Masters League player by any means. Scans going down left and right, and Scars is just saying, you know what? I need map control. But if we check out what Scars has right now, he doesn't have +3 yet. It's about to finish up in 5 seconds. Beautiful engage right here. Let's see just where things are going to go. Ultras are pushing forward, but of course there's so many Widow Mines here. It's just, oh man, and they end up targeting down the Overseer, so now they can't be seen and dealt with anymore. So any reinforcements that come down here in the near future may just have, you know, just the hardest time connecting with their targets because of these Widow Mines. We need another Overseer here to take care of them. But what is Alas going to do in retaliation? Is he just... I think he's going to try and go around top and counterattack this planetary fortress. You know, just where to attack, when to attack, and how to attack is the real question. But of course, with a ton of, you know, just classically since Wings of Liberty, with a ton of SCVs surrounding that planetary, how's he gonna be able to take it down? He doesn't have any Banelings. He can't just crash a poop ton of Banelings into that. And this is pretty bad. There's actually a couple of Widow Mines in here, and that's basically gonna prevent any mining. Just how many workers has Scars killed over the course of this game? You know, it just reminds, oh my god, look at all those Widow Mines. They're like Banelings, except they can be reused. Alright, so here we go. 5 Ultras. And all these infestors, unfortunately, some of them do just get absolutely shredded here. The fungal growth's going down, and I think this is the engagement that could end up costing Alas the game. Just not good at all. No, no, no. Just look at him running back with all that. That's just painful. Alas just says, is this serious? Like, he just can't believe what just happened. You know, he just ran all of his ultras into a line of Widow Mines, and he had nothing to deal with it. I mean, Broodlords would be a different story because they can snipe Widow Mines as long as they have vision of them. But, oh boy, this engagement, this is not going to help. But, of course, the Widow Mines over here are actually connecting with the Bioforce, which may not entirely favor ColdScars whatsoever. Ouch. But there it is. Beautiful fungal growths are coming in to make up the mistakes that every other unit could not take down. Infested Terrans also been dropped as well. It looks like they're going to be able to take... Oh, man, that's beautiful. That is just absolutely beautiful. The main force of ColdScars has been wiped out. Absolutely annihilated by that of Alas. Well, I made a mistake. It looks like he threw down a fungal growth just to... Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, 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 no. Well, that's okay, I guess. Infested Terrans. I guess you could use them to, you know what, that kind of creates a new meta. I mean, once you think about it, if you know your opponent actually has some Widow Mines, you could actually just throw the Infested Terrans out there like they are kiting tank shots back in the Wings of Liberty days. But get a look at this. We do have a double medevac drop going into the main. Actually, one going to the third. ColdScar's changing his mind. He's like, I want to take down all these mining bases. But of course, this one absolutely gets obliterated. No chance in hell for those guys. Nope. And here, of all places, just more harass, and this paves the way for an attack on the 5th base of CMStormAlaS. You know, just Alas been on the back foot this entire game. He's got to get those drones out of there, but it looks like he's electing to burrow. And now he's sending his main army to deal with this, and that would be good. That would be a good choice because it will arrive just in time to take care of it. A few drones are left surviving. And right now, if we just check the income for both players, they're about relatively even. They're getting burned out. This is like, you know, this isn't... I want to say the income was not as powerful now as it was at the 20-minute mark because both players are just not used to making it to the late game. It's, you know, very few players are actually accustomed to making it past the 30-minute line and just how to keep up their income and just how to keep on the aggression and just how to, you know, just how to do everything, really. But this actually looks like it will favor Alas a lot. If he can take down all of this, it will be beautiful for him. But the question is, how are we going to see ColdScars retaliate against this? Is he going to just try and go for his opponent's 5th base all over again? It looks like that's the choice. He's trying to base trade. And right now, oh man, this is not good. Okay. Well, Ling's getting a full surround on this, but of course so are the Ultras, and it looks like the Planetary Fortress eventually falls. There it is. The 5th base for Alas gets canceled. Wow, these reflexes, you know, I gotta really commend him. Not all players have the reflexes that he does. And right now we see an actually definitive supply lead by Alas. He does have burrow. He should put this Zergling down right here. Unfortunately, ColdScar's just clicking that. He's like, oh, I can't land it. Curse you, Zergling. And unfortunately, the 4th base is going to fall again for Alas, bringing his income to just shrubs right now. He did have an Ultralisk in production there. He canceled it. I think he's going to throw down a hatchery somewhere else. Right here would not be a bad idea. Planetary Fortress getting removed to this location, and both players are actually in kind of really low econ situations. So this is going to basically all come down to the engagements and how each of them pan out, really. Right now, I would say it would definitely. Oh, this is beautiful! Infested Terrans going down everywhere in the main army of ColdScars, but of course, a lot of them get taken out. I would say close to half of them. And the Marauders is just continuing to deal out more and more damage on them. Another scan gets burnt on them to figure, you know, just to find out where they are underground. The Infestors struggling to get away. There's only 2 left of like the original dozen or so that we saw. And this is just beautiful. Now we have to see Alas basically push back. This is one of those games, guys. You know, this is one of those low econ situations that neither player wants to get into. And we're just going to see basically both sides kind of dwindle each other's supply. That's all we can see. That's all we can hope for right now. I want to say right now, of course, if Alas knew about the situation over here at his opponent's 4th, what would he be doing? Because right now this is actually giving him a huge income lead. Like we're talking 10 times greater than that of his own. right now, I don't know what to talk about. I mean, just it's one of those things, guys. We do have Alas going for the distance mining, but of course, I think if he just sits around here, he's gonna, you know, this is one of those situations that a lot of Zerg players have a difficult time reading into. I myself am no exception to this, and ouch. There's actually a Widow Mine that made it down here. How many drones have been killed this entire game? He says, you deserve a cancer, abuser. I outplay you whole game. Out what? And you're still alive. Just abuse of your... Oh, boy. Well, it looks like both players are not really happy with each other, but I'll just leave it at that. Build Hydras. OP Ultra. Alright, looks like he went up here and he saw this one still mining. He really needs to just open his eyes. He has to think about what he destroyed and what was going on up here. There was an orbital command floating up here earlier. Right now, this I don't know what to say to. But it does get dealt with quite quickly. But of course, we just see, like, what is this? We have Reapers getting cranked out. Was this a misclick? So many Widow Mines right here. It's like, oh my god, I don't know what to say to it. But of course, a good deal of the main force here is just coming here to deal with this Zergling. There's another drop going down in the main. I did miss most of it, but I don't think it killed anything that was mining, per se. Yes, no more killed workers for ColdScars. Let's just see. Wow, this is just one of those games, guys. I say this a lot, but in this case it proves to be true. Alright, so here we go. Question is, where are the main armies of both players and how's this going to pan out? You know, my original suspicion was that this game was a really slow pace because neither player actually had a lot of Heart of the Swarm experience. A lot of players just played Wings of Liberty to the end. That would include the IEM World Championship Series. But let's just see how this pans out right here. A lot of manor changelings get dropped. Looks like he's going to have them tag along with the main army right here. Oh my god, and this is actually quite critical. Like, the Infested Terrans, I think they were not dropped to deal with these medevacs. They were actually dropped to kind of kite these Widow Mine shots. And now, actually, we have Alas with plain vision of just what's going on here. Plain peripheral vision. And more Widow Mines are going down. Getting the distance mining drones. And I don't know just how these Widow Mines went down, if they did at all. This is, ouch, just painful to watch from the perspective of any Zerg player. I don't know, like, all I can say is, at this stage, I kind of feel sorry for Alas. You know, most of his work is going to distance mining right here. He says, whole game. I have more expos. Still you in this game. It says you are still in this game, basically. But yeah, IEM World Championships. I believe Slivko, you know, that's the amazing part. Slivko himself never actually switched to Heart of the Swarm. But oh my god, that's just painful to watch. All these infestors, they're dropping infested Terrans everywhere. But I don't know if this is gonna do anything. There we go. Alas just leaves the game. It was, you know, it was kind of painful to watch, but you know, for a good deal of time, it was actually quite exciting. If you guys enjoyed what you saw here, just go ahead and click the follow button, the subscribe button to my YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and have it light up at the end of this video. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Breaker. I also have a Facebook fan page. That would be facebook.com/BreakerSC2. My specialty is catering to the China and Taiwan scene. If you guys are interested in watching some of the world's most neglected talent, just go ahead and follow me on Facebook. Once again, that's facebook.com/BreakerSC2. You guys can see that info below this video. All right? So yeah, like a boss, guys. Like a boss. See you later.